Good evening, friends. We are continuing this income tax appeal group discussion after some time. Maybe because all of us were busy in various activities, compliances, finalizations, and now we are slightly free and we have good amount of tax material available. People are ready to share. Friends, I request all of you to keep it on mute for the time being. So whenever you want to speak, you can unmute, or you are in a discussion, then of course you can keep it unmute if the discussion is going on. About this income tax appeals group, this is a group which was formed to discuss mainly the matters related with income tax appeal, or the matters which are slightly controversial or which will require some kind of a discussion amongst the professionals. I'll request all of you to keep it on. Okay, friends, let's continue with our discussion. So I was trying to say that, there are a lot of experienced people in this group, and therefore their inputs also make a lot of difference. This time we have two young chartered accountants, young but experienced one. In the first few minutes, about 15 to 20 minutes, we have Dipesh Ruparelia, who has been an active member of this group, and he has developed a I have been actually muting everyone, but new members are actually okay. Let me mute all. So he has been active member in this group for quite some time, and he has developed a tool which about which he will explain you in better way, and without wasting too much of time. And in the second part, maybe at around 10 o'clock in the night, we have another young member, Virti Kothari, CA Virti Kothari, and I'll give a brief introduction of her once Dipesh completes his session. And Dipesh, you can also talk about yourself for, briefly about yourself in case you want to speak about yourself in brief. And then you can start with your presentation. Those who want to show their videos also, they can, whenever they want to speak, if it may be a good idea to show the videos also, so that, it becomes like a live discussion. Otherwise, we are just speaking with the voice. So instead of just having your video off, I would request you, whenever you are speaking, at least at that time you can show your videos. With this brief introduction, and since we are having a very brief time between 9:30 to 11, I do not want to waste time, and would like to ask Dipesh to present himself. So I'll make Dipesh as a host for the time being. Dipesh, are you ready? Hello, Dipesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
So I'll do one thing. I'll make you host, and
Sure,
then
sir, sure.
once you complete your presentation, you can make me host once again, so that we can go back
Perfect.
the second speaker. Okay, your time is roughly around 20 minutes, so you try to complete it. Of course, our pattern is that people can ask the question, but maybe if something is going too much in the detail, you can always take up one-on-one.
We'll take it privately, sir. Not an issue. Yeah, definitely.
Keep the time also in mind, because we are
definitely,
and we don't want to go beyond 11 p.m. Okay.
Perfect, sir.
With this brief introduction about group and the speaker, I would now request Dipesh to take over. I'll close my video.
So,
and also make you host.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much, Sagar sir, for this brief intro, and thank you for organizing this group. You have been handling it very well, and since the start, you have been an active member, and the only motto of you is people should learn, and everyone should be gaining out of each other's experience. That's a very great ideology, sir. Really appreciate that. By way of an introduction, I'm myself CA Dipesh Ruparelia. I'm also into a direct tax practice, specializing in corporate and international taxes. So the brief ideology about developing a tool was, even I was missing on a lot of notices. I am myself handling assessments, litigations and stuff. I was also missing a lot of notices in this new era of e-assessments. That's when I got an ideology of, keeping a track of notices in an automated manner, in which I don't have to log in onto the portal for each of my clients. So quickly, as Sagar sir said, I just have 20 minutes. I'll just quickly, one sec, I'll share my screen. I'll quickly take you all through the application. So yeah, basically this is the broad so this is a broad interface of the application as to how it looks. Okay. Here you can see there are client details. You can manually add clients here. I'm just adding the details over here. I can click on submit button. I can add add clients here manually. Okay. So just in case if anyone has any question, you can ask it in between only, so that I'll stop and explain you the process. Here there is an option to delete clients individually. Deleting this client. Okay, I think there's some problem. In the settings tab, there's an option to give a path of the notices where you want to download your notices. So currently I'm giving this as a path. I want to download it on my desktop. So as regards client details, you can manually add a number of clients. This is a template where I've added my clients. So currently there are 4 clients which I've added. So I can append the data here. The file has been uploaded successfully. All the details have been downloaded here. Okay. Thereafter, I can come on dashboard. I can click on start synchronization. Currently, I've already downloaded data for all those clients. In the settings tab, I have an option of delete all notices. So I've deleted all the data of the notices. If I come to dashboard, there's nothing in the dashboard. I can click on start synchronization. You can see the data is processing. So it is going onto the income tax portal and individually downloading all the notices. You can see it's downloading here. I'm clicking on refresh button to bring the downloaded notices on the dashboard. You can see it's quickly downloading within a fraction of a second. It's downloading as a number of notices. All these notices downloaded, they are getting downloaded in the desktop path, where I've put in the path, mentioned the path in the settings tab. So here it is downloaded in a structured manner. So first, the client name was RC. Thereafter, it is getting saved in the folder structure is such that the second path is assessment year. The assessment, inside the assessment year, it's showing assessment proceeding wise. So inside assessment proceedings, if there are 2 notices, both the PDF file are getting downloaded in that assessment proceeding name. So thereafter, we have a tab for upcoming dates. Currently, as you all know that it is not a time barring season. That's why I don't have any notices where upcoming dates are there. So in overdue notices, we have notices where the response due date time has elapsed, and where the status is shown as pending. I'll come to the status tab where in what scenarios it will be pending. I'll just wait for this to get completed. So you all can see in like fraction of seconds, you already have 16 notices downloaded for 2 clients. So if we want to see the notices client wise, we also have a filter option wherein we can filter the name of the clients and get all the notices received for a particular client. So currently I've filtered on RC. Thereafter, I can filter on NKH. So yeah, we all can see the processing tab is gone. So we've downloaded all the notices. So in total, 22 notices have been downloaded in, let's say, like 15-20 seconds. So yeah, and both the assessees, we have the data downloaded in assessee name wise as well as the proceeding wise, and before that we have it assessment year wise. So far, anyone has any questions?
Yeah, Dipesh, I have one question. The question is, this is a desktop-based
It is a desktop-based application, sir. So frankly, sir, we all our CAs will never be comfortable if our client data is hosted on a website,
Okay.
or probably on someone else's server. So no CA. So for me, frankly, sir, for me, the target audience is CA firms only. And I know, being a CA firm, I will not be comfortable if my client credentials are stored on someone else's server. So we have completely kept it desktop based. You can see it is hosted on localhost.
Okay.
So it will be hosted on localhost only.
Yeah. So once that desktop-based application is with the chartered accountant.
Yeah. So sir, we have this this application. When if you click on double click on this, the application will run on the Chrome browser.
Okay. So once that is with the chartered accountant firm,
okay,
then there is no connection of your company with this application.
No, sir. No, absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. So I won't be able to keep a track as to how many clients you have entered, what client data you are entering. Nothing, sir. Nothing. So that's why I cannot keep a track on how many clients have been added here. You can add, sir, 100, 500, 1,000, any number of clients. The portal, once you click on start synchronization, the portal will, the application will go on to the portal, download notices for all the clients, sir.
Okay. And second question was that we must be requiring to, when you are registering the client on this
correct
application, then the PAN and the login of that client must has to be fed into this, correct?
Correct.
So supposing if the password has been changed subsequently, okay, then it will not definitely get downloaded. But whether this application will show you that this is not reachable or this cannot be logged in, although you have registered the client with a different or the wrong password.
Correct.
Whether that is possible.
So, sir, currently we are working on the logs tab. Currently, it is not part of this this version. In the earlier version, I have I also have a logs tab which my developer is working on. I'll be giving the application, giving the results in the logs tab in a way that the last date of refresh was this, and out of let's say 100 clients, 80 got processed and 20 got deleted. 20 didn't process.
Okay.
So I am coming up with that this thing. And secondly, sir, I'm also coming up with a server based application wherein all the CA firms, there might be number of users accessing the same tool. So that's in my second phase, sir. I'm also coming up with a server based application wherein we can have an application hosted on the server and number of users can access it. So currently it is a desktop based license wherein only one person can access the tool at a time.
Yeah. Okay, Dipesh, Vishnu Kaneri here. And I have two questions.
Sir, hello.
One, hi.
Yeah.
I'm audible?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Okay. See, so first one you have partly answered. That was about the server. You would be coming up with something which we can keep on our server. But in the meantime, what I wanted to ask was, see, often sometimes what happens is that you have to format one of the systems, or you upgrade it, because I mean recently we shifted everything to Windows 10 and in some cases to 11. So moment we do that, then we have to kind of format the hard disk sometimes.
Correct.
So software will have to be reloaded. So
Correct.
can your software be shifted from one desktop to another, or say from a desktop to a laptop? Or
Sir,
does it require contacting you back to get a kill license or something like that?
So, sir, currently the licensing model we've worked on, it's per desktop wise. So if you install, I'll be giving you a license key that will be specific to a system, sir. See, if it is a
So if there is a change
exception,
in the system, we'll have to get in
you will
touch
have to
with
come
you
back
and
to
get
me.
it
Yes, sir.
put
Yes,
into
yes.
another system.
Yes, sir.
After killing this, fine, understood. Because that system may no longer exist, because moment you format it, it becomes another system if you change it. Achha, the other question was more of a nature of what exactly the system does. So the question was this, that normally on the tax portal, you get 3 or 4 different kinds of activities which expect some kind of tracking from the assessee or from the representative, authorized representative. So one is about returns, whether those returns ultimately, because even now today, many of the acknowledgements are sent by post. So to Bangalore, often because of various reasons, they are not e-verified. So in such case, normally subsequently it gets accepted or not accepted. So does it track the status of returns in any way? That was one thing.
No,
Second
sir. So
is that
currently we are only tracking the e-proceeding tab, sir. E-proceeding tab on the portal.
So you will not be tracking also the demand, normally.
Correct.
There are demands outstanding. So that will also not be tracked.
Correct.
Okay. Last question here, that in this case, what has happened is, there are sometimes some notices especially which pertain to information, like I'm not 100% sure which part of the portal they get visible in. I think they are in the.
Are you referring to e-campaign, sir?
Like suppose there is a high value transaction information which comes in and you are asked to respond to it.
Correct.
Not about any assessment or any penalty or any information to be provided. It's just proceedings which require something. I mean, the information is correct or not correct. It pertains to me, doesn't pertain to me. So do those notices get covered in this? Because I didn't see that kind of a notice in your proceeding name.
Correct. So currently, sir, it will not capture in, because, sir, ideally those are not notices. Those are just informations. So currently our
because often they get escalated. If you reply to them, matter gets closed out.
Correct.
If you don't, then it gets escalated into either a 148 or something like that.
Correct, sir. Correct.
Was wondering. So for those still manually, one will have to go into each and every client and check it.
So, sir, those notices are not often received by most of the clients. So, for if I'm correct here, those are only coming for clients wherein there are capital gain transaction or property sale transaction, and they have not disclosed it in the return of income. So, sir, the possibility here is very remote that we are handling those clients and we have not disclosed such transactions.
No, I agreed. I mean, let us not go into the possibility, but I just wanted to know whether those are covered.
No, sir. It will not capture it, sir. It will not capture.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dipesh, I have one, Milind Desai here. I have one small question. Hello?
Yeah, sir. You're audible, sir.
Yeah. Dipesh, just wanted to understand. See, this looks to be a pretty good dashboard. However, just wanted to understand, many of the clients have these issues because their email addresses are not updated many times on the.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
So many times they don't get the notices in their email inbox.
Correct.
Now, when as a consultant you are downloading for your client, do you have a facility of transferring through email the same notice to the client as well if you get email address of the client updated in your system?
So, sir, we are working on it, sir. But currently the issue with that is we need a server for it. We need a mail server attached to our system, to our tool. So to work on that, we are already in talks with our developer for that. But that would have been more easier if this was a web-based application, sir. But our main motto of making it a desktop-based application was that no CS firm will, sir, be okay with a web-based application based on our discussion earlier. So that would have been easy in a web-based application, but we are having certain issues with a desktop-based application for automatically triggering notices there. So, sir, one step further, we are also in talks with a developer to send WhatsApp messages to the clients. So once a notice is triggered, we'll automatically send WhatsApp notice. But so that's something which has to be covered in phase 2 and phase 3 of the tool. Currently, unless I have a definite answer to it, I won't be in a position to commit you for that. So.
Okay, fine. Only I was thinking, since the notices are coming on your desktop, let's say consultant's desktop, from there you can configure, to a client email to be sent.
Perfect, sir. But in that case, sir, I'll have to, whenever I install this application on your system, I'll have to link your mailbox to that application, and through that it will go. So currently we are figuring a way out to have that solution, but frankly, sir, as we stand today, I don't have an answer to that. We have already identified the issue, and we are already in talks with our developers to address that issue. But currently, we are still working on it, and it will be something which may come in the second or third phase of the tool, sir.
Okay, I understand. But I think this will be pretty useful, because many clients
correct,
all these notices, and suddenly if you send a notice to them, saying that how come we didn't get it? So that is normally a question that.
So, sir, frankly, for developing this tool, frankly, our motive was simple. Many a times client don't get these notices, and many a times ex parte order has been passed in our client case also, because the client didn't forward us the notices, and sometimes it so happens that they have not received the notices. Sometimes the notice was received in their spam box. Sometimes they forgot to forward the notice, and many a times it so happens that the email ID which is registered on the portal, that is of an employee which has left the organization long back, and all the notices on that email are getting bounced back.
True, that these are the normal reasons why notices are remaining unanswered, actually.
Exactly, sir, exactly. So that was the reason of developing a tool wherein irrespective of the email IDs, we can log in onto the portal and download all the notices. So, sir, one more thing I missed mentioning here. So let's say this is the first notice. If you click on status as completed, we've already also given one option to enter a remark column here. So let's say we mention your order received. Okay. Once the status is selected as completed and you click the refresh button, it will go down. So it will not be mentioned above. Yeah. So it will go down, and it will not be on the top of the dashboard. So on the top of the dashboard, only those notices will be there which has a status as pending. So that will help you in analyzing as to what notices are there and what notices you have to address to on a priority basis. Other than that, we have one tab for overdue notices wherein the status is pending, but the response due date has gone by. The response due date has already elapsed. And all the tabs, sir, you have an option to export all the format, all the dashboard in Excel, a CSV format. So even upcoming notices or dashboard, everything you can export it to Excel. You can open it here. All the data is getting downloaded, and it is getting downloaded in a easily readable format.
Yeah, we're just extending Milin's question. Can I ask you something?
Sure, sir. Sure.
See, the point about email getting out of date or not matching, and so the client not receiving, I was just wondering if whether your application has a column or can be provided with a column for the email which has been entered into the system, so that you can readily verify that, okay, this is the one on which it was sent. And if it is not the same, we can always tell the client, because we'll be forwarding him the notice when we see that a new notice has come which he has not communicated. Then we could also send him the email. Otherwise, we'll have to log in again to find out what are the emails in the registered ID. So is it possible to pull that data also?
So just confirming your question, are you asking that we verify on which email the notice has been sent, or just?
Yes, that would be the email in the profile, correct?
Email in the profile, perfect.
Correct. So therefore, if that could also be inputted, or maybe at one point of time when that email is
So
because
that
will
can be
also
done. So
change.
that's
can
a
also
easy change.
That's
I'll have to enter one more column here and fetch data from the portal, but I think that's an easy change which can be provided.
Okay. Because then what would happen is we'll know which email ID it has been sent on. So quickly it can be resolved rather than
Yeah,
going into again.
Correct,
the
correct,
portal.
sir. Correct. That's an
So
easy change,
one
sir.
more point,
We
Mr.
can do that.
Dipesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Dipesh, this is Vidyadhar Somani. This
Hello,
is
sir. Yeah.
app is restricted to e-proceedings only, or it can download at the intimations under section 143(1) or
So, sir,
notifications of.
yeah. So, sir, 143.1 will not be downloading, but any adjustments. So, if you see, sir, currently all the adjustments 143.1a, all the adjustments which are coming, they are coming in e-proceeding tab only. So, do we want to track the intimations which are already accepted?
Yeah.
Sorry. So
See what happens in
what
those
return we
intimations
filed?
now,
What
sometimes
return
there's
we
a
filed?
demand, sometimes there is something else. They have not added anything, but credit may not be given for.
So, sir, I believe that those changes are also coming by way of adjustments only. If there is any mismatch in TDS credit, those changes are also coming in 143.1a only, and those are sitting in e-proceedings tab. I have personally seen for a few of my clients where 143.1a adjustment, where only TDS credit mismatch is there. Those are also sitting in e-proceedings tab, and those notices are getting captured here.
Okay, so other than e-proceedings, we'll have to see the rest of the tabs, like whether the returns are verified and completed, or if there's any information called for, that kind of a.
Correct, sir.
I think just to conclude, any information other than this can Dipesh work on that separately. For example, this is one type of a module for income tax notices. Could there be another model for downloading, let's say, the return file, acknowledgements, or any other type of information? May not be actually part of the same app. Maybe additional
Sir,
one.
but frankly, though all those part which we are discussing are already part of the return filing softwares which most of us are using. Let's say Winman or Computech Tax or any software which we are using, it's already a part of it.
Yeah, it has that. Even
Exactly,
the returns,
sir. So,
what are verified and unverified, is there in that already.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. So again, me making it will not make much sense, and it will not be of much use to me selling it off on a separate basis will not be of much use to professionals, sir, frankly.
Okay, Dipesh, I think we are running out of time, and in the
Sure.
within a very short period of time, you have really given a good introduction. We have another. We are really thankful to you for giving this, and of course, they can come up one-on-one for any. So Dipesh is part of our income tax appeal group. So, or in case anybody wants his contact number, I can also provide. Dipesh, thanks a lot for your introduction of this app, desktop-based application.